So, for those of you that don't know, we're doing a blast from the past because back in the day, we used to do Rolling with Hayes. And during those Rolling with Hayes times, we had some stuff that would happen. So, this is like Rolling with Hayes. I'm going to give you my thoughts and kind of just explain to you some of the NBA trades that happened. A couple of them did happen. There was, of course, a massive one. I remember, if I can give you the quick story, I was waking up because I was about to head out to South Carolina. As soon as I got up, I still half sleep. And I said, what the hell? Luca going to LA for Anthony Davis? It's those type of trades don't happen all the time on a surprise whim. You normally hear of such and such was requesting a trade, then they end up trying to work something out. But this was just straight up like one for the other, and then of course other pieces were added. Then you have Danny Ainge, that didn't necessarily realize he was assisting in the trade. So let's see if I can find it. So Shams has, of course, everything. That's kind of the main go-to place where you kind of find a lot of the information. So the full trade is Luca, Maxi Claver, and Markieff Morris are going to the Lakers. The Mavericks are getting Max Christie, a 2029 first round pick from LA, and then Anthony Davis. And then the Jazz are getting Jalen Hood, 2025 Clippers second, and a 2025 Mavericks second. The Jazz were just there. They really wasn't anything the Jazz were uh, doing really outside of just helping a third person with probably the numbers and stuff, if anything. But the first thing I will say is this, as everyone knows, it's going to allow the Lakers to have their next star. The team is going to start focusing around Luca. Yes, you're going to let LeBron go off into the sunset, but you're focusing right now on Luca, um, and figuring out pieces to go around. To me, you have Dalton Connect, you have Austin Reeves, and you have Luca. You're not playing the three of them at the same time, so I wouldn't be surprised if one either has to walk or they trade one. But it does help having Luca at the one. I personally think Dalton Connect can be a solid two. I know Austin Reeves has that right now, but it can be Dalton Connect, Luca. You need that three. We don't know who that three is going to be down the line. Again, not right now. Down the line, are you keeping Rui or are you going to try and figure out another piece? I know they've been saying Rob Pelinka is trying to get a big. That would be solid for now, but also one to end up building with Luca. But the only thing that they could have done, the Lakers, peep the draft picks they're trading. They had to trade a 2029. That's 4 years from now. So they don't really have that many picks to work with because they did do a lot to get AD. They did do a lot to get other picks, and other pieces for that situation. Now, for the Mavericks, this does make them a decent team. I will say it goes back to Kyrie's type of team. It's Kyrie, it's Clay, it's AD. So you have PJs over there as well. You have pieces that are working with. And then they just made another trade and they ended up getting, who is it? Caleb Martin. So the 76ers are trading Caleb Martin to the Dallas Mavericks. Solid. I personally would say. So Dallas is sending Quentin Grimes and Philadelphia's 2025 second round pick, which is going back to the Sixers for Caleb Martin. I don't think it's a bad trade. You're building good pieces. I know a lot of people thought that it was just Luka this, Luka that, and that was the focus. But clearly Dallas said we don't want to do that. And sometimes these trades don't make them look the worst. I know a lot of people are saying that the Mavericks losses, you really will be surprised. Um, you have to be able to trust the process on it. If you're Mavericks fans, I know you're upset about it right now. But Kyrie saw, yes, you had a superstar and now you have aging talent. But this is going to be a special team to watch still. If you can let Clay catch fire again, Kyrie can end up leading it. AD is a solid piece. You really are thinking that AD is washed. Yes, he gets injured. I understand that. But you have those three, and if you can build other pieces around them, that's good. So I'm not mad. The other trade that people have talked about is De'Aaron Fox going to the Spurs, which I think is a really good trade for them. You have your point guard right now, which of course is CP3 to help. You have De'Aaron Fox that'll be there with Victor Wembanyama. Solid. De'Aaron Fox is going back home. That's another thing. But the Spurs get De'Aaron Fox. Jordan McLaughlin. The Kings get Zach LaVine. So Zach LaVine is going to be in Sacramento with DeMar DeRozan and Sabonis. I don't. That's not really a team that I'm excited to end up seeing go anywhere. But they're players. They're gonna get paid. Can't get mad at that part. Uh, then they have three first round picks going to the Kings. So you have 2025 Charlotte, 2027 San Antonio Spurs, and 2031 Minnesota Timberwolves. That's insane. We're talking about a 2031, 6 years from now pick. Who would have ever thought that? And then three second round picks. So 2025 Chicago Bulls pick, 2028 Denver Nuggets, 2028 Sacramento's is coming back. Then the Bulls are getting Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Herter, and their own 2025 pick via the Spurs. That's a lot of pieces for all of it just to be Zach LaVine and De'Aaron Fox as the main two things. Of course, those first round picks are big because the Kings will get the Charlotte Hornets pick. And the way Charlotte's playing, it should be a high pick that the Kings could get. So congrats to them. De'Aaron Fox will be able to, not this year, they're going to be a playoff bubble team. I don't think they end up getting in, but next year the Spurs are going to be in the playoffs. And that's something we can just write off right now. So if you have any questions or hesitations, just reach out to me. Not financial advice, but this is about to be your sporting advice because, quite frankly, the Spurs are going to finally get over that hump. They need one more piece, I would say. You have your big, you have your guard. Just get that tweener player that either can play the 2 and the 3. Or if you want, just get another. If you could get another like solid, like a power forward to end up going with Wemby, you would be good in that sense too. So those were kind of like the main big ones. I wanted to do this yesterday, but I couldn't. The other part, and this is the one I wanted to mention to people. So the Los Angeles Clippers are trading PJ Tucker, Mo Bamba, and a future second round pick in cash to the Utah Jazz for Drew Eubanks and Patty Mills. Number one, PJ Tucker's not staying there. I could foresee him doing a buyout. That might be something that might happen with PJ Tucker, but PJ Tucker's too old to end up just being on teams that aren't going to do anything. Another thing is DeJounte Murray uh, suffered a torn Achilles, which is a huge thing for them. I'm hoping for the best for him. I just feel bad for the Pelicans because the Pelicans just seem not to be going in a positive direction at all. But once keep this one short, just wanted to get my thoughts on those various different trades that happened. De'Aaron Fox was a big one. Well, De'Aaron Fox and Zach LaVine. That's one big one to end up paying attention to. The other one, of course, is Luka going to LA. And then you have Anthony Davis going to the Mavericks. Again, all of this is mainly just shaking up the West. Yes, you have the Bulls, but the Bulls are not really one of those teams people are concerned about or worried about in that sense. Yeah, so that's everything I just wanted to end up saying really quick, getting my thoughts off. You'll get more high level talks and thoughts when I end up sitting down with Steven to talk about this, but just had to give you the 411 really quick on it. Appreciate it.